expected. Here is Jerome Bettis, this time off of the left side. He'll pick up 4 yards on the play. It will be 2nd down and 6. And we would now like to welcome those of you who have been watching the San Diego-Atlanta game. Atlanta defeating the Chargers by a score of 10-9. So San Diego's record now is 7-2. We have no score here in Anaheim between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Rams. Second and 6. Little swing. It's Bettis outside right flat. Makes a nice inside-out move. Goes out of bounds. Let's take a look at the Denver defense. The front 7 intact, and as you can see, they are going to have their hands full of Jerome Bettis. The secondary is banged up. They move Ray Brock to left corner. Randy Hilliard will be at right corner.
And when they go to the nickel, it's Butler Binote. He's in the game right now. I called him the beacon. That's because he's a bright light that draws attention. And the attention's from the quarterback of the Rams.
3rd down and 4. Chandler in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. Something you normally do not see from a Chuck Knox offense. They've fallen in love with the 4 wides. The word that we receive in Tom Kitchen on the receiving end of the pass. He's got the first down at the 39-yard line of Denver. And guess what? The beacon was on Butler Binote. He had the coverage.
Well, you might as well go in 4 wides for Chuck Knox in this offense, to be honest, against a defense that's been rather suspect in general so far this year. They played well the last 2 weeks, but with a running back at 245 pounds, you would like as many holes, as many gaps, and as many opportunities available to that back. The best way is to spread them out.
Jerome Bettis, the solo back, he is 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, takes the handoff, and is going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Is there a reason he's so far back in the backfield?
Mainly just to give him that run and start, Charlie, and to get that opportunity to look at that defense, see where they're spread, and see where the holes are. Because this is a running back that you're going to see him stop for 1 yard. You're going to see him stop for no yards like a play like this. But one thing this offense doesn't do, they never get tired of handing this guy the ball. If he carries the ball less than 25 times today, it means the Rams are going to lose by 2 touchdowns.
Hasselback with the last tackle. Chandler to throw. He goes deep as man coverage. It is incomplete at the 10-yard line. Clipper Anderson, the intended receiver, and Randy Hilliard throwing a starting assignment at right corner. Had good coverage on him. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And from the Chandler perspective, he could have put this ball outside shoulder. You see Flipper try to make this catch, but just a poorly thrown ball and a good job of defense by Hilliard getting that position inside and denying the receiver any route to the ball.
3rd down and 10. Chandler from the shotgun with Bailey back, and we have some jumping in the offensive and defensive line. And flags flying. Let's wait for the call of Gary Lane, the referee.
Brady won. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And the call on Todd Kitchen. It'll be 3rd down 15.
And really, it's a problem Chuck Knox and the Rams have had for the better part of this season so far in the first half is their coordination and really their timing and their synchronization on offense has been completely off. And I think that's a problem the Rams have had here for years due to the fact that it's been decades since they've had really a top-quality leadership-type quarterback.
And they show 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 15. And Chandler goes deep over the middle. Wide open is Kitchen. And he stumbles to the 1, bobbles the ball to mark it down at the 1-yard line. Kitchen was all alone, rolling in the secondary for 43 yards, converting on 3rd and 15, 1st and goal.
Well, Charlie, now you know when that 4 wide receiver set why Kitchen was so anxious and jumped off sides before. The coaches and players see something coming. They're going after that side that Butler Binote is on. That was him that missed the first tackle. Rondell Jones almost makes that tackle. Kitchen makes the catch. And this is just the right scenario for the Rams. Get a running touchdown early, close.
And here's Jerome Bettis, a straight shot. He does not get in. Just inches away. As you look at both linesmen, they go peering in as they come rushing down the line to the football. It'll be second down goal to go. Carl Mecklenburg led the Denver defense.
Well, this Rams offense is an offense. They're best off just battering this thing in with the run. Don't worry about it. They're less than 50% in goal-to-goal situations, unlike their opponents.
And here is Bettis off of the right side. He scores.
And if you're better off just battering it in, you use the battering ram. From the defensive standpoint, Wade Phillips and Charlie Waters, the Denver defensive brain trust, has got to be very disappointed in that series because you want to make the Rams go 12, 14 plays. You don't expect that Ram offense to beat you through the air.
And here's Tony Zendejas to attempt the point after. And it is good. And the Rams move on top by a score of 7-0. We'll step aside as the Rams step into the end zone.
The Rams actually had two battering rams on this play. Not only Bettis, but watch Chuck Bellin, 71, coming around on Carl Mecklenburg. Great job on a man-up block that opens that hole for Bettis.
9 minutes and 36 seconds. Time remaining first quarter. There is Bettis. That is only the third touchdown that he has scored this year. Tony Zendejas kicking off with Jeff Campbell. And now Glenn Milburn back as the return man. And here is Milburn from the 5. He cuts to the far side, has an opening. And a good return across the 30 out to the 33-yard line. We'll step aside now with 9:26 left to go in the first. Rams lead it 7-0. This is Charlie Jones, Randy Cross. Anaheim Stadium, 9:26 left to go first quarter. Denver on offense for the second time. And they start at their own 33-yard line with Milburn in the backfield. And you expect him to get the ball. Elway told us that he's there, he's to get the ball. He's not there to block. And they throw far side. And reaching for it is Derek Russell. Milburn was also over the right flat. And Henley had the coverage.
Well, it was a good job by Shane Tomlin and Henley of disrupting that pass pattern. It was supposed to be much deeper on one end with Milburn and a lot shorter underneath with Russell, but they jammed both receivers inside that 5-yard area. That's what the Ram defense needs to do. When they get their shots at these receivers, especially Milburn and Sharp, you got to hit them and knock them off stride.
2nd and 4. Here is Russell right up the middle. Little slant to the right, 45-yard line. He's got the first down. First down in the ball game for the Broncos. An absolutely gorgeous afternoon here in Anaheim, and this is a very fast track.
It really is. This is probably the fastest grass field in the NFL. They keep it cut down very, very short. It almost, you look down there, you see the multicolored green of this field. It's almost like those Poana greens on golf courses here in California. It's very low and it's very fast.
Milburn, the remaining back, 3 wide receivers. Elway has pressure. He goes deep over the middle and overthrows the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
What you have to watch when you're dealing with a John Elway is when you pressure him, you have to pressure him up front and not let him step up. See if he's got anywhere to go. See the way the rush is swirling around him and in front of him? Elway's got nowhere to step up when the pressure comes to try to make something happen. Stokes is right there to cover that area, and that's how you pressure John Elway. That's how you make him throw it before he wants to.
And here is Leonard Russell. He is shut off inside, jumps to the outside, He will be cut down at the 42-yard line. He's going to lose 3. It was Henley who moved up and made the play as we move across the country to Greg Gumbel in New York.
Charlie, a week ago, Al Del Greco had a game-tying field goal attempt, hit the crossbar, and bounced back in the final seconds. Not today. 38 yards out with 7 seconds to play. The Oilers and the Steelers are in overtime, tied at 9. Charlie?
And here the Rams lead the Broncos by a score of 7-0. 3rd down and 12. Rams show blitz. They don't come. Elway from the shotgun spins out, sets, throws on the run, knocked down. Anthony Newman knocked it away. It'll be 4th down, and for the 2nd time in the ballgame, Denver will have to kick it away.
And what the Rams are doing defensively is what we talked about. If you want to stop an Elway, you want to stop a Montana, you've got to go after the quarterback, you got to pressure him, and you got to make him play at your timing level, not on his timing level.
Tom Roy to kick. Johnny Bailey, the return man, he'll look at this one. It goes through the end zone for the touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. 7:23 left to go. In the first, Rams lead it 7-0. Jerome Bettis with 4 carries in this ball game, 204 on the year.
Well, that leaves him 86 short of his entire college total. For Lou Holtz, he carried it 290 times in his career at Notre Dame.
Ramstein at their own 20-yard line. And here is Bettis, his 5th carry, straight shot up the middle. And he'll go to the 26-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down and 4. Steve Atwater with the tackle.
You know, Natron Means in San Diego is a similar size back. Means has got a little bit more speed and elusiveness to him. You know, Jerome Bettis, the best way to describe him is just pure brutality running. He gets about 3 feet off the ground, and all you see are the horns on that helmet, his shoulder pads, and his knees.
Chandler to throw, drops it off to Bettis. Nice little move, gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be it. Mike Kroll with the tackle. It's going to be 3rd down and 4. Now, we notice the fact that on the graphic that Jerome Bettis has so many carries. Who are the number 2 and the number 3 rushers for the Rams?
Well, actually, it's the quarterbacks, Charlie. The 2 quarterbacks, Chandler and Chris Miller, have 20 carries between them. The other running backs have 10 carries, and one wide receiver has 1 carry. So that's the whole total. So this isn't a good sign if you're a second-team running back or a fullback on any team.
3rd down and 4, shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Flags fly. And the pass is incomplete. We'll go back and check out the play. And remember, that was 3rd down and 4.
Offsides. Right in and right tackle lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Now remember, the last drive for the Rams, they faced a 3rd and 15. And they had the 43-yard successful pass to Kitchen. Now it's 3rd down and 4, and a Denver miscue gives them the 1st down.
Well, on the stat sheet, it's kind of an unofficial stat, but put one in the knucklehead column for the Denver defense. That's just basically saying, here, thank you very much. I'd like to give you a 1st down.
Hester comes across in motion. Throwing on 1st down. Pass is complete to Hester. He's to the 40. Out to the 43-yard line. Gain of 12 and the 1st down. Elijah Alexander with the tackle. So back-to-back 1st downs for the Rams. First on the penalty and then on the pass.
And take a look at the calm of Chandler. Here's a man not being rushed, not being hurried, and really actually just sort of being buoyed at this point by the success he's having, throwing against really one of the 2 or 3 worst defenses, especially passing the ball in the league.
Chandler has completed 5 of 6 for 64 yards, and he goes back to ground chuck. This is Jerome Bettis left side, 48-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. Mike Kroll, Ted Washington teaming up on the tackle for Denver.
Well, to see the offense operating as it is now for the Rams, Charlie, you can appreciate there was an early season enthusiasm about this team to have the ability to pound the ball with it, Jerome Bettis, and get the ball out to this wide receiver core, which is very talented. So far this season, it's been mostly Jerome Bettis. This is one of the first times Chuck Knox has stood on the sideline and watched his passing offense be this effective.
Bettis, the remaining back. And Bettis, the ball carrier. He's got the first down. 44-yard line. Steve Atwater with the tackle. Yesterday when we talked to Bettis, he said he's doing more of a pre-snap read than he has done in the past, looking for the same thing that the quarterback looks for.
Well, I really think Jerome Bettis looks more for holes and people to hit, because once he gets through the holes, then he's looking, Charlie, for wherever defenders are coming from, and he's one of the few running backs in the league that'll actually go looking up a tackler.
And he also likes to talk to the tacklers, doesn't he? First down. Play action fake to Bettis. Good protection. Now rolling, being chased, throwing. Good catch, reaching back for it at the 40-yard line is, guess who? Jerome Bettis. Bettis, you know, with now over 200 carries, 207-8 in that category. That is his third reception of the ball game, his 13th of the year. Good hand.
Now, when is a quarterback a happy camper? Quarterback's a happy camper, and when he can literally stand on that helmet and kind of camp in the backfield, not worry about pressure until late and dump one off to his big fullback. But actually tailback in Bettis. Bettis came out of the game with a little banged up hand, might have jammed a finger.
Johnny Bailey now the tailback. And the pitch to Bailey. He leans at the 40. He's going to go to the 38-yard line. He'll pick up a couple. And it's going to be third down and about 5. Alexander with the tackle, and they're working on Jerome Bettis.
Well, when he was coming off the field, he was kind of waggling that hand around, and that looks to me, you know, you hate to speculate on injuries, but that looks to me as one of those situations where a knuckle on a finger or a thumb or something just pops out of joint. You come off and say, here, tape this up. Only in football do athletes come up and say, tape up this out-of-joint knuckle. Baseball, they take 2 months off.
Quarterback draw, first down, 25, cutting back at the 20, sliding at the 15-yard line, and again converting on third down.
Charlie, I'm not real sure that was supposed to be a quarterback draw. Let's watch Chandler. Watch after he catches this snap. Watch his physical reaction. 1, 2. Oh, God. He's running to open field, and that was a quarterback draw, and he is just running for his life. And I got to tell you, if you're Charlie Waters and Wade Phillips, the defensive coaches for the Denver Broncos, you had better get out the motivator, whatever your motivator is, but it's going to be a long day for the Broncos if they can't stop this offense.
23 yards on the play for Chandler. Now guess who? Back to Bettis. Throws in the ball game, and he bounces behind his right guard, goes over his left guard. Has a couple to the 14. It's going to be second down and 8. Chad Washington with the tackle.
Eight rushes so far for Bettis. That should be probably about a quarter of what he gets the business he does today.
He said, you know, if it's a close ball game, he could carry it 40 times. And it doesn't seem to bother him.
Oh, it won't bother him at all. I mean, he loves the defensive ball. It'll bother linebackers and defensive backs for Denver the way they're tackling.
Chandler the throw. Into coverage. Good pass. Good reception by the tight end Troy Drayton. That is his 15th catch of the year, and Carl Mecklenburg makes the tackle.
Troy Drayton's an athlete at tight end. I think you see he's leading the Rams in touchdown catches, but he's an athlete that could go into a different offense, be it a Dallas offense or a San Francisco offense, and be a legitimate 50 to 60 reception type tight end. He could be a real star receiver, but he does not fit into those kind of plans here in Los Angeles. He spends most of his time run blocking and pass blocking on the backside.
Third down, about 1.5 yards. Here is Bettis. Inside the 5, he's got the first down. At Atwater with the tackle. We'll take the countdown to the end of the first quarter with the Rams leading and driving. Rams 7, Broncos nothing. We'll be back with the second period in just a moment. Remember, it was 3rd and 5 at the 38. Chris Chandler, 23 yards on the quarterback draw. Well, that is the longest rushing play from scrimmage for the Rams this year. The Rams with the ball just over 11 minutes in the first period. Play action fake. Wide open is Howard Griffith, the unknown soldier, the man whose job is to block for Jerome Bettis.
Watch the way the defense bites on the play-action fake. And this is Mr. Griffith's first touchdown as a professional. I mean, right now, this Denver defense is doing a great imitation of one of those speed bumps in the supermarket parking lots. I mean, they're just sort of laying there and getting run over. Like I said earlier, if they're going to motivate these guys, they better do it now.
Tony Zendejas with the point after. And it is good. And the Rams lead 14-0. And John Elway, thus fashion, still another comeback for Denver. We were talking Rams offense, Rams defense. Both are impressive. Perhaps the offense a bit more impressive.
I think the job Chris Chandler's doing for this offense right now is the most impressive thing. I mean, the leadership. He's running on a quarterback draw. He's throwing the ball to his receivers. He's 8 of 9 right now as a quarterback throwing the ball. That is the most impressive thing. It's a lack of performance from John Elway. It's the least impressive so far.
And the kickoff return taken by Glenn Milburn. He's out to the 30, the 35, the 40. Almost breaks it across the 45 to the 48-yard line. 38 yards on the return. And it was Tony Zendejas who got him. No, it was Darrell Henley who got him.
Remember 2 weeks ago, these are the special teams that gave up an NFL record to Tyrone Hughes of New Orleans on return yardage. Milburn, usually used as a punt returner, had to be in special teams meetings this week saying, please, 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 let me play against these guys. I'll find a hole, and that time he did.
Denver's third opportunity on offense, down 14-0. Little pump fake wants to set the screen and diagnosed beautifully by Roman Piper.
Well, the most impressive part of this is it's a double screen. Elway fakes the screen to the right first with Russell. Hopes he can fake it out to the left. Not a very good decision, I think, to throw that ball. Roman Piper was all over Reggie Rivers. You think Chandler's a little excited? Chris went to the oxygen. I mean, it's about 10 minutes after that run now. He's still going to the oxygen. I think that's more of a hyperventilation from just being thrilled about the way things are going.
And they are going well for the Rams. And here's Leonard Russell. And Russell is taken out of bounds at the 50-yard line. That was 2nd and 10. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. And Darrell Henley, who has an outstanding start for the Rams defensively, was there to make the play.
But the Rams have very good tackling defensive backs. You know, Russell's a big running back, 6'2", 235. But, you know, how do you impress the Rams as a running back when they're used to going against a Jerome Bettis all training camp long, trying to learn to tackle that? I mean, you're getting nothing but head and helmet when you're doing him.
Broncos 4 wide receivers. Elway yet to go to Shannon Sharp. He is inside on the near side. Elway looked to Sharp, scrambles left. He's in trouble. Rolls away, gives away all kinds of ground, throws this one away. The good news is, though, he does have Derek Russell somewhere in the neighborhood, so he avoids the loss. The bad news for Denver, it's 4th down. They'll have to kick again.
The Rams' defensive execution to this point is absolutely perfect, because the way you stop the Denver offense is to put pressure on John Elway, Make him throw at his second decision. Don't let him give time to go to 3 and 4 receivers. So far, just perfect with stunts and with blitzes.
Denver thus far a total of only 11 offensive plays. Here's Ruin's kick. And it will go out of bounds inside the 20. We'll step aside. Rams control the ball game 14-0. As we come back, I mentioned Denver only 11 offensive plays.
You want a bad sign for John Elway and the Broncos? Jerome Bettis has handled the ball 12 times himself. He's got 9 carries and 3 receptions so far. With a 14-point lead, Charlie, Chuck Knox is going to just give him Bettis, and more Bettis. Look for Bettis to have at least 15 carries in the half.
And he might not be kidding. He said he could have 40, and this is the kind of ball game that he would have 40 in.
Perfect scenario for Jerome Bettis.
Throwing on first down, catching the Broncos unaware to Troy Drayton. Ball comes out, but the ball was down. Play was dead, and we've got a first down. Dennis Smith with the stop.
Troy Drayton came from the left side tight end, dragged across the field. Watch him come underneath the linebacker Kroll. And Denver's defense at this point is so concerned with Jerome Bettis, it's opening that zone between the linebackers and the defensive back, and no one can take advantage of that better than a tight end.
Think of what I said. Chuck Knox throwing on first down. And he's got a first down to the 38-yard line. And play action fake. He's throwing again on first down. And airs it out. Going deep, and it is incomplete to Flipper Anderson. And Chandler put that one in the air about 60 yards. We'll put it in the air as we go to New York for an update. Here's Greg Gumbel.
Charlie, I can catch this one. At Minnesota, Warren Moon took the Vikings on an 84-yard drive, capping it off with an 11-yard touchdown pass to Quadri Ismail with 5 seconds to play. Minnesota holds off the Saints' upset bid 21-20, 420 yards passing for Moon today, Charlie.
Thank you, Greg. And here the Rams lead it 14-0, and they have a 2nd and 10. Sets throws back to the near side. Pass is complete. First down. And this is the rookie that everybody has been talking about for the Rams, Isaac Bruce. That is his 13th reception of the season, first of the ball game. They're really impressed with the German.
They are. This young guy has always been the other guy, whether it was in high school, junior college. People went to see somebody else and noticed him. And now for the first time in his career, people are starting to notice him first. And the most impressive thing about this young man is his ability to run very precise routes at his age.
And here is Bettis. And he's going to lean for a yard to the 47. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Ted Washington with the tackle. Chris Chandler, the quarterback of the Rams. He has now completed 10 of 12. He is over the 100-yard mark.
And the guy they paid $9 million to, Chris Miller, is on the sideline with got a little ding 2 weeks ago in New Orleans. Chandler had to come in for him. And these are the kind of performances that keep guys that make $9 million in their contracts on the bench and give writers something to write about in the newspaper.
Here's Bettis off the left side. He hits the 40, stretches out to about the 38-yard line. It's going to be close to the first down. Elijah Alexander with the tackle.
I mean, just imagine you're playing defense, you're out on the right corner, and here comes 245 pounds of fun. And I guarantee you right now he's smiling at those defensive guys as he's running. I mean, it's kind of like, come on, let's get it on. Let's go. Try to tackle me.
Remember, we talked to him. He said, I like to talk to him. I say, hello, how's the family? How you doing? And like you said, I'll be back.
He will, yeah. I'll be. He does a Schwarzenegger on him.
Little miscue on the handoff, needing only a yard. Bettis should get it. Dan Williams with the tackle for Denver. But the handoff wasn't all that clean. And the change will come out from the far side. Rams 14, Denver nothing.
The Rams are doing to Denver what San Diego 2 games ago couldn't do to Denver, and that's keep the Elway offense off the field and eat up the clock on the ground and get the ball in the end zone.
Here's the first down.
Now watch, for all the disruption in the backfield, the bad handoff, runs into the quarterback. When you've got legs, specifically thighs like Jerome Bettis does, he's got legs like an offensive lineman, and he wants to drive for that extra half yard. Believe me, he's going to get it.
That is the 12th first down of the first half for the Rams, and the Denver Broncos have only one. And again, Denver has only run 11 offensive plays, and we now have 10:27 left in the first half.
Well, they give you 1 first down for showing up. And Wade Phillips knows so far his offense has not showed up.
Please reset the game clock to 10:38.
And what's important for Wade Phillips in Denver is the defense is not the kind of defense that can stay on the field this much. They've got numerous injuries, almost innumerable injuries on defense. Wade knows it's a defense that's on the field the least, the better his team's going to do.
They were hoping that Ben Smith would be able to go. They found out an hour and a half before the ball game. He's inactive for this ball game. That's the reason Crockett moves to left corner, Hilliard at right, and butlered by Noche is the nickelback. And look at that time of possession, 3-1. Chandler to throw. Far side pass is complete. And there's Isaac Bruce. He will step out of bounds. That will stop the clock. Ray Crockett had the coverage on him. When we talked with Chandler yesterday, he said we need to throw the ball effectively and then let the big guy run. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Ah, but if it was just that simple. But really,
so far
they're making it look that simple, Charlie.
Yeah.
You know, their offensive game plan right now, I don't think they could have game planned for it to go this perfectly. What they're doing better than I've seen them do in the last 4 weeks is throwing the ball.
2nd and 3. Here's Bettis. Fumbles the ball. It is loose, and Denver will have the recovery. The ball popped out, and Steve Atwater recovers the fumble. First turnover of the ball game. That stops the clock. Rams lead it 14-0. Denver has the ball when we come back. This is Charlie Jones, Randy Cross. Rams lead Denver 14-0. 9:52 left first half. Denver 11 offensive plays and 8 yards thus far. The Rams 187 yards in total offense. This is only the 12th play of the first half for the Broncos. And here is Russell off the left side. And he's going to have a yard. They may give him 2. Sean Gilbert is there to wrap him up at the 25.
Well, Jerome Bettis sets up this last series for Denver by the fumble. Watch, he never gets the ball from Chandler. It never really gets in his possession. He's flying out there. Rondell Jones runs up and gives him a whack, but Atwater gets the ball. See the thing flying in the air and bouncing around. He never really actually had both hands on that ball.
2nd down. Elway throws far side. This is Shannon Sharp with his first reception as we want to welcome those of you who have been watching the Pittsburgh-Houston game, with Pittsburgh winning in overtime 12-9. The score here with 8:55 and counting in the second quarter. Rams 14 and Broncos nothing.
And just from a psychological standpoint, Charlie, with the lack of success Denver's had in their first few possessions against this defense, it is absolutely crucial they get a first down here, keep this drive going, and their defense off the field.
Tillman in motion. Russell leading, trying to get the yard. It will be questionable. You have to wait on the mark, and he will receive from the official. And it is down just inside the 32-yard line, and that may not be enough.
I don't think he got it. There was absolutely no line surge from the offensive line of the Denver Broncos on that play. He had nowhere to go.
Meanwhile, a Ram player is down, so we have a timeout. And the trainers are on the field. And the change now coming out for the measurement.
Well, if this isn't a first down, this isn't even a decision you make. You punt this ball away and hope your defense, as tired as it is, can hold that Ram offense one more time.
It'll be fourth down, about a foot short of the first down. Now, Anthony Newman, the injured player, he's up and coming off the field.
Look at the blue jerseys surging into the backfield underneath the white jerseys of the Broncos. Very simple principle in offensive football. When you're in short yardage and goal line, your pads and your jersey color must be below the defenders, and it wasn't close for the Broncos on that one.
So now Denver only 14 offensive plays as they kick it away with 8:23 left to go in the first half. The snap to Tom Rowan, and it's a terrible kick. It is low, and it's going to take a roll and then pulled down by Johnny Bailey as he makes a gamble at the 31-yard line. And the Rams will have the ball. 8:05 time remaining second quarter. Rams up 14-0.
I think the Broncos had a fake called here, and listen up for this call. I'll tell you why. You hear Omaha? Omaha is usually the call for an off call on a fake. They were looking for the defense to be much more spread out. They called it off and went ahead with the kick and almost got it blocked.
And here's Jerome Bettis for the Rams off the right side. That's the side that leans towards Omaha, Nebraska. So he's got 5 yards. Tonight, NBC presents two action-packed premieres. Following the game at 7 Eastern and Pacific. You like that one, didn't you? 6 Central. It's a special 2-hour series premiere of the most anticipated new show of the year, Earth 2. Then William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy star in the greatest Star Trek movie of them all, the network television premiere of Star Trek, The Undiscovered Country. That's all tonight following the game, 7 Eastern Pacific, 6 Central, here on NBC. Second and 5. Here's Bettis again off the right side.
You saw there Mecklenburg and Atwater up front in the middle, showing the blitz to the line to the quarterback Chandler of the Rams. On a lot of offenses, the quarterback would check off in that situation. But with their running game, when you see blitz, you say, heck, let's go ahead with the run. If Bettis can break through, the next guy is not going to tackle.
Bettis comes to the sideline for a breather on 3rd down and 4. Bettis with 15 carries already in the ball game for 52 yards rushing. Here's the shotgun. Chandler throws into coverage. The ball comes loose. It's split for Anderson, the intended receiver, but Hilliard comes up with the ball.
They're calling him down. They're saying it was an interception, but they're calling him down by contact.
So Denver is going to have the ball.
First down.
And as you said, it is officially announced down by contact.
Watch the battle for the ball between Anderson and Hilliard right here. Goes through Anderson's hands. Hilliard ends up taking it away, and that's the contact. Just by touching Hilliard when he's on the ground is enough to down him there. Great call by the officials. A little excitement for Denver, but the excitement for Denver is to get an offensive series moving.
At the Ram 45-yard line, first down, play action fake. Elway wants to go deep over the middle into triple coverage, incomplete. Now for an update. Let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York. Greg?
All right, Charlie, here's how it ended in Houston. From 40 yards out, Gary Anderson with 4:20 to play in overtime gives the Steelers a 12-9 win over the Oilers, the first game in the league this year without a touchdown on either side. Charlie?
And Charlie, you know, how much do you think Houston would love to win one of those close games? A lot? Not half as much as they'd love to have Warren Moon back in Houston. He's doing pretty good for a guy that can't play anymore.
Elway hands off to Milburn. He is shut off inside, jumps outside, comes back, finds an opening all on his own. He needed 10. Guess what? He gets 11 and the first down before Shane Conlon can finally stop him.
Really, there's three simple keys in this offense. You protect John Elway, number one, and number two and number three is you get the ball into Glenn Milburn's hands and you get the ball into Shannon Sharp's hands. So far on that play, we got the Milburn part out of the way, but you got to get Shannon Sharp involved.
And Elway has completed only 3 of 10 for 7 yards passing in the first half. Play action fake. Goes back far side to Milburn, and Milburn may have 10 again. It'll be close to the first down. He may have it inside the 25-yard line of the Rams.
Well, it's a great move in the last few weeks of Jim Fossil, the offensive coordinator for Denver, getting Milburn more involved in this offense, because he will cause at least as much indigestion for defenses as Metcalf causes in Cleveland. He's the kind of guy you see on the sideline there is Jim Fossil with a headgear on, but this Milburn is a guy you got to get the ball to on a regular basis, but Sharp is the guy that wins football games.
Sharp coming across in motion. And it's knocked away. Robert Young, I believe, got a hand on it, so it'll be second down.
Well, we can't really say enough about the job the defense has done, but keep in mind, you've got Scrafford starting at right tackle for the Denver Broncos. You got Nalen starting at left guard for the Broncos, and it seems everybody else has put on a white jersey for Wade Phillips, and the Broncos is banged up, even if they're on the field.
Second down and 10. Rams leading 14-0. Just over 5 minutes left to go, second quarter. Elway to throw. Has time over the middle into quadruple coverage. 4 Rams were there, and it was almost intercepted. Guess what? Anthony Newman, he's all right. Remember, he was banged up earlier in the period.
Well, watch what John Elway throws this ball into, trying to get it to Russell. You've got Conlon, a linebacker, jumping at it. Then you've got at least a couple other defenders. You know, he made the point to us yesterday, did Newman, that I'm not taking advantage of the opportunities when I get my hands on the ball. Chuck Knox says that the team only gets 5 chances for big plays in a game. They just missed one.
Third down. Elway overthrows the intended receiver far side. That was Derek Russell. Anthony Miller. And it is fourth down. So Jason Elam will come on with a field goal attempt of 42 yards. At San Diego off of grass, he hit from 54. Jeff Campbell is the holder. Dave Wydell is the snapper.
Wind is generally a non-factor in this stadium.
And it is good. From 42 yards away. So Denver finally scores. Rams lead at 14-3. We come back with the kickoff. Johnny Bailey and Todd Kitchen are the deep backs on the return for the Rams. And it is taken by Johnny Bailey. He is out to the 20. A little stumble step when he goes down at the 24-yard line. And we've got a flag down. And now some pushing and shoving for the first time in the ballgame. Darrell Hall was downfield for the Broncos on the kickoff team. And the ball is spotted at the 23.
kicking team. Number 28, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
That was Butler by Note, and they come back to get set to do it again. Gives us a chance to look to our lineup for next week. Next Sunday, NBC Sports presents more exciting NFL action starting at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL Live. San Diego at Kansas City, Houston at Cincinnati. Those watching the late game, Seattle at Denver, the Raiders and the Rams. That game, by the way, sold out here at Anaheim Stadium, and the Jets at Green Bay for the big one.
And if you're a follower of the AFC West, you may have noticed those matchups in on that graphic there. What Denver is doing right here today is spoiling, I think, an opportunity really to make this AFC West race interesting. You've got San Diego lost today to the Atlanta Falcons. You've got the Raiders and Kansas City playing later today. Don't count Denver if they can rally today and the Raiders out of that race in the AFC West.
Meanwhile, for the Rams, San Francisco, they win today. Atlanta wins today. 49ers record 7-2. Atlanta's record 5-4. And the Rams with a victory, their record go to 4-5, and they can get a jump start on the second half of the season. And here's the kickoff. 13-yard line, here's Johnny Baylor. Nice little move over the top, finally wrapped up across the 35 out to the 36-yard line, and it was Ray Jacobs who got him. Talking about the AFC West, Randy, here are the standings.
And what makes it so important from the Denver standpoint is Denver's got a schedule with 3 home games coming up after this. In November, they've got an opportunity to really make a move up to the plus category. They win 4 more in a row. We're looking at 7-5 heading into a very, very tough December. But San Diego's got a tough schedule left. The Raiders have a tough schedule left. Kansas City's got a tough schedule left. So it's all there for the rest of these teams to come December make this a tight race.
Rams start from the 36. And they come out throwing again on first down. Chandler goes deep down the sideline. It is incomplete. Jesse Hester, the intended receiver. It'll be second down and 10 at the 36. What does Denver have left for us the rest of the year?
And this is what we're looking at. We were talking about earlier, Charles. Seattle, Atlanta, and Cincinnati in Denver at Mile High, which should be a great advantage playing there. Those are games you should win. Then you're looking at going to Kansas City, to the Raiders, to San Francisco. If you're going to make a surge and you're going to make a statement in '94, you better do it now.
Thus far, though, it is the Rams who have made the statement in this ball game. They lead 14-3. And Chandler to throw on second down. And the pass is complete except for Anderson. And Anderson, 46-yard line of Denver. First down, a gain of 19 yards.
And what's hurting the Denver Broncos today is what's always hurt them. That's their defense. When it's on the field a lot, it's really not a good sign. And Chris Chandler has the coordination between his running game with Bennett and his passing game with his receivers like Anderson and Drayton.
And that Denver defense has been on the field a lot. In fact, on the field 11 minutes in the first quarter alone. And here is Bennett. That is a violent 1-2 punch. Chandler is very effective passing today. And then you come back, and here's the big guy, Bettis, again and again and again.
Well, see, normally the Los Angeles Rams are kind of like the guy that won the fight last night, George Foreman. They're going to kind of paw at you with one punch, and they're going to try to slam you in the face with the other one. There's usually very little finesse and very little movement and style in this offense. And I think what has Denver confused at this point is when they're looking for the pawing and the power, they're getting a lot of finesse and style.
And guess what Foreman did last night? He can knock you out, just as we saw. Comeback screen, near side, tight end, Drayton down the sideline and then out. He had a tight rope and a tight with his weight outside the line, just trying to stay in as long as he could. He got to the 32.
And this is an offensive play that coordinator Chick Harris and Chuck Knox love to run for Drayton. The play is set up fairly well, but watch the ability of Drayton to ward off Elijah Alexander and get this first down. That is just pure ability, and that's the greatest argument in the world, just watching that play, as to why Troy Drayton has got to be a bigger part of this offense. He is a potential star in this league.
They mark it at the 33-yard line, first down. Here is Bettis, straight shot right up the middle. He powers his way to the 26-yard line. Let's go to New York for an update. Here's Greg.
All right, Charlie, at the Meadowlands, Jim Kelly from 37 yards out. Little pump fake. Don Beebe all alone. That flag is against the New York Jets with the extra point. Buffalo's lead over New York is 14-3 in the second, Charlie.
And Buffalo looking for a little revenge from that opening game they lost to the Jets at home.
Talk about another Freddy Krueger people want to keep burying. How about those Bills?
You're right. Bettis, by the way, thus far 17 carries, 62 yards, 2-minute warning. We'll step aside. We'll be back to Anaheim Stadium. Don't go away. Welcome back to Anaheim Stadium. The Rams cheerleaders, they are cheering the crowd a bit on the sparse side. No, it'd probably be around 40, 45,000. Well, it's starting to fill in just a little bit.
Well, it must be a lot of two-headed monsters out there. They're going to get 45 grand in here.
The stadium here holds 69,000. We have 2 minutes to go in the first half, and the Rams hold the lead by a score of 14-3, completely dominating. I mean, talk about using that word. I mean, it certainly applies here.
And this is the kind of offense that would fill this house if they could do this on a consistent basis. In '94, they have not done it. Today, they have.
Here's Jerome Bettis. He's going to lean to the 24-yard line. He'll pick up a couple. And it'll be third down and 2.
Charlie, when you see Jerome Bettis go into a pile, you're tempted to say he's down at the 24. But Jerome Bettis will burrow on you and get first downs.
What do you need to be the best?
Starter.
Every time I go out there, the adrenaline starts pumping.
Chills running down my spine.
I'm scared.
Whoa.
Talent can only take you so far.
You always have to be motivated yourself.
You got to have something inside.
A burning desire to go out there and compete every night.
You need to do everything it takes.
No matter what.
Stopping at nothing.
I'm not going to stop.
That's the nature of the beast.
Score that touchdown just to hear them go crazy.
You have to love it.
Starter.
What do you need to be the best?
Everything you got. It's up to you.
If this game stays the way it is now, Charlie, Jerome Bettis is going to have at least 40 carries in this ballgame. It's third and about, a foot and a half. Let's take a wild guess at who Chuck Knox might tell Chris Chandler to hand the ball to.
Could be his 19th carry of the first half.
The way the offensive line is dominating physically, you've got to give it to Bettis behind a lead block of Grove.
And he does. And he needed a foot, and I tell you, that's just about all that he got, if he got that much. Carl Mecklenburg and the Broncos defense. I had that one thought, fake and go to the end zone. And then I thought, no, it's Chuck Knox.
Don't get carried away on this innovative offense you're seeing today from the Rams.
But what do you say about the offense? If they play this well, and they continue the second half to play like this, then there's a possibility they can take a run at a playoff spot.
Well, actually, and we'll see it later, if you think that the Broncos have a tough schedule coming up later in the year, we'll have a look at the Rams. As you see, they got that first down with Bettis. And, one thing Bettis does extremely well for Chuck Knox in this offense is get down and get what he needs. Watch him scoot down. You find Jerome Bettis in that one. I mean, you can see his helmet, and then it is gone. I mean, he gets down about 2 feet off the ground, picks out somebody's back, drills his helmet into it, and gets the first.
Bettis, the remaining back. Chandler to throw, and he throws to Bettis and overthrows it. So it'll be second down and 10 at the 23.
And obviously, pass receiving is not the forte of the big guys. One of the things that makes it tough for Jerome Bettis to catch balls is if you look at the shoulder pads this guy wears, look how wide those shoulder pads are, and the pads go all the way down below the numbers. When he goes up and puts his hands over his head, he can barely get both hands together over his head, so anything that's tipped or moved makes a very difficult catch for Bettis to adjust to.
And Dan Williams got a hand on that last one. And it's second down. And here's the handoff to Bettis off the right side. And he just plows his way to the 17-yard line. Mike Kroll makes the tackle there.
But, you know, those shoulder pads aren't very good for getting your arms up over your head and catching passes, Charlie. One thing they are extremely good for is hitting defensive players with when you get the kind of blocking in holes. Look at the great lead block from Griffith on Mecklenburg. And if you're going to tackle Jerome Bettis, you're not going to do it getting a corner. You got to get up in his face. You got to hit him. You got to hold on and hope for help.
Third down, 4 wide receivers, Chandler to throw. Lost it into the corner of the end zone, and it is no good. Clipper Anderson was there, but Randy Hilliard had excellent coverage on him. So it'll be 4th down, and Tony Zendejas with a field goal attempt.
And that was a case of good coverage, good position, and just a little bit of luck. Watch the very end of the play. Hilliard has no idea where the ball is. He's just going up with his arms and really offering an obstacle to the pass as it drops in. And it literally drops in right through his arms and hits Anderson in the chest.
35-yard field goal attempt by Tony Zendejas. Well within his range. And it is good. And the Rams again lead by 14, 17-3 with 31 seconds left to go here in the first half.
And that Ram is excited about what's going on for the Rams. And the Rams have an uphill battle. And here's the NFC West. And now San Francisco has really done what I think a lot of people didn't expect to see happen when they got all the injuries, is sort of keep winning and finding a way to do that till their healthy people came back. But when I talked about the remaining schedule, look at what the Rams have left. The Raiders here next week, and that game is sold out. San Francisco, San Diego. I mean, November's tough for them, and then December gets a little easier. So they almost have the flip side of what the Broncos are looking at. They're almost thinking, split it in November and make your run in December.
And if they start with the victory here, they would go to 4-5, and then, like you say, split. And then if they can finish with a strong with 4 victories in November, they're looking at the possibility of a playoff spot.
Yeah, possibly. But Chuck Knox knows he has a team here that is in need of building consistency. And one of the things that drives a head coach crazy is when you see your offense come out and perform as the offense has today. You have to start asking yourself and your staff and your players, well, guys, how come you can't do this every week? Because they're doing this against a Denver defense that really has played well the last 2 weeks, beating 2 division leaders in Cleveland and San Diego.
You saw Jeff Campbell and Ben Milber. They are the deep backs. Tony Zendejas kicking off. And it's just going to be covered at the 34-yard line. I believe that's Derek Clark who falls on it. Yes, and Denver now will have 29 seconds to go to work. Be sure to stay with us for our Domino's Pizza NFL Live halftime report with Greg Gumbel and all of his friends who are gathered in New York. They'll be updating everything that is going on in the National Football League with all the scores and highlights.
You know, I loved it at the pregame show, NFL Live today. They're asking about stress and the stress on coaches because of the situation with Bill Parcells in New England. And Joe Gibbs was talking about Mike Ditka and his big stressful job. Like, Joe Gibbs never had stress. The guy that slept in his office for 7 months never had stress.
Elway from the shotgun. Far side pass is complete. It is Shannon Sharp with his first reception of the ballgame. Now 24 seconds left.
You never let up against John Elway with the receivers he has. He's had a hard time getting Sharp involved. He's had Milburn involved. But watch John Elway. No one can set a team up better other than Joe Montana, I think, than John Elway.
Chuck Knox told us yesterday, Elway thinks he can beat you alone. He said he is one of the best he has ever seen. And he goes to Milburn. He has the first down, steps out of bounds, stops the clock now with 20 seconds.
I mean, how good is John Elway and how important is he to Denver? I mean, if they don't have John Elway, they don't have his passing ability, they don't have his leadership, they're in the same situation I think that Dave Shule and the Cincinnati Bengals are in Cincinnati. They're a really not very good football team trying to make something happen without John Elway.
First down, Denver at their own 45. Elway throws, and it is incomplete. Derek Russell, the intended receiver. Elway down. That was Fred Stokes who hit him.
And that's how you disrupt Elway. You keep him out of his rhythm, and when he gets in these situations, you got to get after him and make him think about you.
You know, he just came in on him low, and you could argue he came in a little late, but we're looking at that in slow motion.
Well, he's being pushed also from the backside.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You know, we've had very few flags in the ball game.
Okay, Charlie, 15 seconds left. The ball is at the half court. It's at the 50-yard line. Elway gets another 20-yard pass down here. It's well within Elam's range, and he can do this. He's got 2 shots.
This one is incomplete, almost intercepted off the carry. So it will be second down. Again, the clock stops now 11 seconds.
Well, it was in and out of 2 sets of hands, and Robert Bailey was the last one to get a chance to catch it. Elway rifles this thing out towards the sideline, designed to catch the ball by Miller and get out of bounds, and that's your classic tip drill situation for a defensive back. They practiced that, and Bailey couldn't carry it out.
And Anthony Miller does not have a reception in the ballgame. And he had been reasonably hot as a receiver the last 3 ball games for Denver. Elway comes to this side on a comeback pattern. The pass is complete along the sideline to Cedric Tillman. They're going to give him the point of the catch, which is inside the 40.
And they didn't say, they said he did not get out of bounds. So Elway in Denver has to call a timeout here.
And a Ram player is down at the 43-yard line. Now, one of the reasons they do that, if you get the point of the catch, then you come out of bounds behind the catch. You can't have it both ways. They'll give you the catch and the yardage. They will not give you the timeout for being out of bounds if it's behind the spot of the catch.
And what this leaves the Broncos in a situation with 2 seconds left. It's too far for Jason Elam to try a 60-something yard field goal here, about a 60-yard field goal. And I think it's a situation, just a big bend, and they got to throw the ball down into the end zone.
Elam is hit from 54 yards. If this would be 57 and 58, you know, they might chance it. Let's see.
They've added 3 seconds back on the clock, Charlie.
Back to the 5-second mark, time remaining. So that means that Elway would have another shot on a quick out.
A real quick out.
And Jimmy Jones limping to the sideline, defensive tackle for the Rams. The conference, Elway is listing in his... Maybe the discussion of the time on the clock.
Let's watch what happens after Russell catches this pass.
And we have the clock moving.
Ball is delivered. It is caught. Tackle's made. They're calling that out of bounds.
But they're giving him the point of the catch, which is the first down.
In 5 seconds, so you cannot realistically do this. You've got to throw the ball down into the end zone here. 4 seconds is not enough time, I think, to get the 10 or 12 yards you're going to need to set up Elam.
So the ball placed just inside the 40-yard line. Elway goes to the far side.
Here comes Jason Elam. 5 seconds to go.
And again, his longest this year, 54 yards at San Diego, which is off of grass.
Watch the rushers inside. Jimmy Jones, Darrell Ashmore, the big offensive and defensive lineman, but this has to be low.
It is to the right. Will it come back? No. So Jason Elam, who hit from 42, now misses from 57. It's halftime. Rams lead it 17-3. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
And those of you who have been watching the Broncos and the Rams, we welcome you back to our studio here in New York, along with Mike Gibbs and Joe. Close. Hey, let's start all over. Mike Ditka, Joe Gibbs, I'm Greg Gumbel. Let's run down the scores and highlights for you. The Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets are approaching halftime at the Meadowlands. The Bills lead 14-10. They were down 3-0, came back to score 2 touchdowns, and Boomer Esiason, before being knocked out of the game, has thrown a touchdown pass, 14-10 Buffalo. In Cleveland, the Browns are leading the New England Patriots, but not by much. It's a 3-0 game at halftime there. The game that you are watching, the Rams are leading Denver 17-3. Just as we thought that perhaps Denver had regained that magic, they've lost it again, Mike.
Well, it's no surprise to me. The thing that Chuck Knox has done so well with his offense today, he's got a lot of play action on first down, and then he got the running game going. They're just chewing him up right now.
Yeah, you'd love to have Jerome Bettis on any team that you had.
You would. I'd say for Denver, one more half. If they can't get this, they're in real trouble. By the way, I'm the good-looking one.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. In Seattle, the Seahawks hosting the Cincinnati Bengals and trailing 8-7 at halftime. Jeff Blake at quarterback again for the Bengals. And the Eagles and the Arizona Cardinals have just begun the second half in Philadelphia. It's a 3-0 Philadelphia lead. Let's get to the early games now, beginning with the 7-1 Chargers visiting Atlanta. At the Georgia Dome, Atlanta's Andre Rison, third leading receiver in the NFC, had no receptions today. Falcons opened with a 91-yard drive. Jeff George to Terrence Mathis broke several tackles en route to a 9-yard touchdown. The Falcons led 7-0. Chargers starting quarterback Stan Humphries looking on with a dislocated left elbow. John Carney had a chance to put San Diego in the league, but his streak of 21 straight field goals snapped with that miss. 10-9, Falcons beat San Diego. At RFK Stadium in Washington, George Seifert brings his 49ers into town. And San Francisco scoring touchdowns on offense, defense, and special teams. Dexter Carter takes the kickoff 96 yards for the score. That made it 30-6 San Francisco. Redskins are 0-6 at home. The Niners win their 4th in a row, 37-22. At Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, the Dolphins starting backfield, Bernie Parmalee and Keith Byers, both forced out with knee injuries today. It was 21-12 Indianapolis when Dan Marino led the Dolphins in a fourth-quarter comeback. O.J. McDuffie, 28 yards and a touchdown, made it 21-19 Colts. And then in the closing seconds, Pete Stoyanovich, a 34-yard field goal. Miami wins it 22-21. Pittsburgh playing the Houston Oilers in the Astrodome. Rod Woodson strips Houston running back Gary Brown. Gary Jones recovers for Pittsburgh. That set up Gary Anderson's 40-yard game-winning field goal, his 4th field goal of the day, 4:20 to play in OT. Pittsburgh survives against Houston, 12-9. At the Metrodome, the Saints and the Vikings, Warren Moon passed for more than 200 yards in the first half, but the Vikings had just 7 points. In the final seconds, Moon to Quadri Ismail, 11 yards out. That tied it at 20. Quad Revez's extra point made it 21-20. The Vikings win their 4th in a row. The Chicago Bears in Tampa Bay, where Steve Walsh replaced Eric Kramer at quarterback for Chicago. He threw 2 touchdown passes, including this 1-yarder to Keith Jennings, making it 13-3 Bears. The Bears won it 20-6. The Detroit Lions paying a visit to County Stadium in Milwaukee, and the Green Bay Packers. Bryce Popp intercepts Scott Mitchell and returns 10 yards for the touchdown. Detroit turned the ball over 4 times in the first half, leading to 17 Packer points. Mitchell was forced out with a broken bone in his right hand. The Lions fell short by 8, 38-30. Jim Gray was there after the game.
Okay, thank you very much, Greg. The Lions gave the Packers quite a scare coming back from 24 points down. They fall a little bit short. The Packers go on to win. The Lions also get some more bad news. Scott Mitchell was hurt in the second quarter. He has a broken bone in his right hand. He'll be re-examined tomorrow, but right now the Lions are saying he is out indefinitely. With me now is Brett Favre. Brett, great day today. 3 touchdown passes. Did you get a little scared there at the end, though?
I was very worried, you know, and I really feel bad that I threw the interception. I got a little greedy and tried to go for one because they ended up getting a touchdown after it, but I was really worried there at the end.
Brett, congratulations. We'll see you next week against the Jets right here on NBC.
Thank you.
All right, that's the story from here in Milwaukee. Back to you, Greg.
Jim and Mike and Joe and Greg, and we'll send it back to Anaheim for the second half right after these words from your local station.
Welcome back to Anaheim Stadium. We're set to go with the second half of this ball game between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams completely dominating in all categories the first half. And here is Johnny Bailey on the return. He reverses at the 21 out to about the 24-yard line. Now let's take a look at the Coors halftime stats.
Well, these stats show you the dominance, especially the total yards and time of possession, but sort of an inside those stats deal. Look at third down yards so far today. The Broncos and John Elway are yet to generate a single yard on third down. That is not their MO. I mean, this Bronco team came in to a game expecting a slugfest, and so far Chris Chandler and the Rams are hitting them with bombs and slugs.
And they open with a play-action fake, throwing deep passes complete at the 42-yard line to Flipper Anderson. Now they're going to mark it at the 41. And again, Chuck Knox continues to throw on first down. And he's simply not known for doing that. It's been ground Chuck, and you thought with Jerome Bettis he would continue. Well, the menu is different, and it is more delightful.
Well, Chuck Knox has not got to the level of success he has in all his career as a future Hall of Fame coach by not going with what's working. And just like if you're pounding the ball at somebody, Chuck Knox will keep pounding it at you. If you're not stopping the run, he looks up, you're not stopping the pass, you're going to get both. He's not going to make it that simplistic.
Now we go back to the ground with Jerome Bettis. He leans across the 45, keeps turning to the 47-yard line. He's got 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Randy Hilliard finally makes the tackle.
Watch the number of yards that Bettis gets after the first bit of contact by a Denver player right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, Hilliard's got him, and 3 yards later, he finally manages. He's fallen when Hilliard hits him, and he finally gets to the ground.
That is 21 carries for Bettis in the ball game. And this pass is complete to Flipper Anderson, and he's got the first down. So not only is Chuck Knox throwing on first down, he's throwing on second down with 4.
Well, what he's doing is he's getting a lot of blitz look from the Denver defense, much like Denver's been giving the last 2 opponents, Cleveland and San Diego. And Chandler here, as you heard him before the snap, I think audibleized off real quick to a quick little flip out to Flipper Anderson. And you know, right now it doesn't matter what they're going to and what they're calling. They have got such confidence and kind of an arrogant attitude on offense now. It's like, gee, we'll just try anything. It's going to work. Denver's got to get a big play defensively.
It's that George Foreman heavyweight offense. He's pow, pow, pow. And it takes his toll. Pass is complete, far side. And here's Jesse Hester as he spins outside, and he'll pick up about 8 on the play. Ray Crockett finally brings it down.
I don't know. Right now, Charlie, I think the Rams are doing more of a Mike Tyson on Denver than a George Foreman. If this was George Foreman, Denver would have 300 yards offense, and the Rams would have 10, and they get 400 all in one play like Foreman did last night.
2nd down and 2, 33-yard line.
This is a great play-action territory, 2nd and short.
Here's Bettis. 31-yard line. This will be close to the first down. Carl Mecklenburg was there. Do you have the feeling that you mentioned is underneath the pile that Bettis is managed maybe to pick up another 7, 8, 9 inches with the football, just moving it around underneath everybody else?
Well, the thing to remember about Jerome Bettis when he's running, he never stops until the entire body's on the ground. When it's just his legs or just his shoulder, he's still moving. Until he gets flat to the ground, he doesn't stop moving.
He was complaining a little bit about the amount of work that he had this year. And there you could see just inches shy. But yesterday he said, well, hey, with the week off, I feel brand new.
This is a guy, he is going to break the NFL record for number of carries in this season. The record currently stands at 407. He's 200 and something now, and he is the Rams offense. The best thing that could happen for this guy physically is to have Chris Chandler throwing the ball the way he is, and this offense working the way it is, because it will take some load off of Jerome Bettis.
We asked him what did he weigh yesterday, 244 pounds. He said, that's what I want to play at, and I can hold it the rest of the season.
And that's his story, and he's sticking to it.
Quarterback sneak. The ball will go close to the 30-yard line. It will be a first down. Mike Kroll, Steve Atwater and company.
Did you see the hit Atwater put on Chandler? Chandler goes in to sneak up behind his right offensive guard. Darrell Ashmore making his first start. Number 77, whack, right there. 27 comes in, and it's after the first down yardage has been made, but sort of making a point to Mr. Chandler. Don't get so cute that you think we're not going to hit you if we get a shot at you.
And one thing the Rams talked about, and that was Steve Atwater and Dennis Smith, that they both the safeties, that they will search you out and hit you at the first down. Deep over the middle, has a man open, 5-yard line, touchdown, Flipper Anderson. On the touchdown pass, that's just above Flipper Anderson's average of 24 yards of reception this season.
Anderson got that touchdown working on Randy Hilliard, number 21, coming back from a hamstring problem, and that's just pure speed and execution. Taking advantage of the defensive back playing too soft off you. The defensive backfield was rotating towards that side, and they took advantage of a little play action.
The extra point attempt. And it is good. Rams 24, Denver 3. One more time.
And if you thought George Foreman gave you problems, giving you nothing but straight rights and punches, let the Rams get this kind of lead on you and start smelling blood. You're going to see nothing but fists and foreheads from here on out.
A 76-yard touchdown drive. Chandler was 4 of 4 for 68 yards. Flipper Anderson, 3 receptions, 59 yards, and the touchdown on the drive.
The Broncos were that guy juggling flaming batons. They've been getting their hands burned every time they touch it.
And here is Glenn Hilbert. A flag is down, and he is down at the 29-yard line. 10 minutes and 25 seconds. That is the time remaining. We're in the third quarter here in Anaheim Stadium.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Number 52, 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
And that's on Richard Harvey. That will take the ball back to the 19-yard line. We have a timeout. Rams lead it 24-3. Elway to throw. And he is down. Tripped up. It'll be a sack. Robert Young gets it. That is his 7th of the year. First of the ball game. 17th for the Rams.
It's the inside pressure of Jimmy Jones that basically picks up Brian Habib and throws him back into Elway's lap. See that right there. And Young sort of goes around the corner and picks up the scratch.
Second down and 16. The Rams have dismantled the Bronco offense. Handoff inside to Melvin. Across the 15 out to the 18-yard line. That's good for 4. It'll be third down and long. And again, to this point, Denver, no yardage on third down.
It's amazing. It's amazing looking at these offenses like Kansas City's, like this one here with Elway, like San Francisco. It's sort of like, you know, if you attack the head, the body dies, and they go after the quarterback, they pressure the quarterback, they stop it, and the offense stalls.
Elway goes deep, far side. It is there. First down. Derek Russell pulls it in. First yardage on third down, 19 yards. And now 59 yards passing for Elway.
And very simply, Charlie, good pass protection for John Elway. All the time to stand back there. And Wade Phillips says, if I stand on the sideline and I see John Elway standing in the pocket, I know we can beat anybody.
37-yard line, first down. Elway fires, knocked away. Good defensive play. Flag is down.
That's going to be on Light. That's going to be on Todd Light. He had the grab going with that right hand as he reached around with the left to knock that pass away.
Anthony Miller, the intended receiver.
But he will look sufficiently shocked until they call it on him.
Illegal contact, defense, number 41, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Watch the bottom of the screen as the action comes in from the bottom. Right there. See the contact right at the bottom of the screen, Light on Miller.
They're really illegal contact, not pass interference. That's outside of the 5-yard chuck zone. So it's a 5-yard penalty. First down, Elway scrambles right up the middle, dives to the 50.
Wow.
The reverse slide. They're not used to seeing that.
If you're Wade Phillips or you're Bronco owner Pat Bowlen and you're watching John Elway not sliding but diving, that will get your attention. I mean, that's when you hold your breath.
And with that run, John Elway has now surpassed 39,000 career yards in total offense. How long is that? Mile High Stadium, outskirts of Golden, Colorado. Second down and a yard. Elway to throw. Now he's on target. Now we're seeing vintage Elway. Anthony Miller has the reception and the first down. 39,000 yards. Who is ahead of him?
Well, you look at, he's number 5. Dan Marino is number 3. Montana only has so much time left in this league, probably this season. Marino and Elway will redefine this quarterback yardage statistic of all-time total offense. They will blow by Fran Tarkenton by the end of their careers like he's standing still, which I guess actually he is standing still.
Elway blitz up the middle and is picked out. Pass is pulled in far side. Yes. 27-yard line. Anthony Miller. All of a sudden, Elway finding Miller here in the second half, and he beat Darrell Hindley.
Well, John Elway knows as he works to Anthony Miller as outside receiver at the top of your screen that he's got to get points on this drive if he wants to avoid this kind of, miracle, 20-point comeback in the fourth quarter into the third quarter. He's got to get the points now. Points now put pressure on the Rams to produce again on offense.
Denver down by 3 touchdowns. Little play action fake in the backfield. High pull down, pass is complete. Here is Shannon Sharp as he comes to life. First down.
And that's the kind of play your money guys got to make. When you get the ball, you're getting pressure, you have to roll out, and you say, hey, there's a chance I'm going to gun it, and my guy's got to come down with it. There's the gun. There's the grab. You saw the gamble by Newman, not quite enough.
And guess what has happened since John Elway scrambled and went diving onto the ground? 3 straight first downs for the Broncos. Now the handoff inside to Milburn, and he is up in there. Elway's first half yardage, we mentioned that, only 40 yards of total offense. He has 56 yards of this drive.
And for the Rams, and for the Broncos to come back and do what John Elway wants to do, they have to do it in the air. They have to do it throwing it to Glenn Milburn, and they have to do it over the middle, getting the ball to Shannon Sharp. Over the middle with Shannon Sharp will open up Miller outside.
Second and 10, 12-yard line. This one is incomplete. Good pass. Milburn should have had it. He threw it away from the defender. He had to stretch for it. That's catchable.
Well,
that's a money pass.
Charlie, a lot of heat on that ball. You do baseball. That is your basic slider hard and away from you. You got to come up with this. Yeah, it's catchable, but the way that thing's smoking and moving away, Milburn would have had to make a great grab to get both hands on it.
About 104 miles to the radar gun. Third down and 10. Into the corner of the end zone, looking for the flag. It is not there. Anthony Miller. Fourth down decision time.
Well, Jason Elam's coming on the field. Wade Phillips has faked field goals recently, as recently as 2 weeks ago against San Diego. I think in this category, in this situation, you want to get the point to somehow stem the momentum the Rams have working.
29-yard field goal attempt. It is up, and it is good from 29 yards away. 24-6, back in a moment. A cup of golf next Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. For Sunday's broadcast times, check your local listings here on NBC.
Well, next week, Charlie, you and I will be in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Pretty Couples and Davis Love will be in Jamaica, in Puerto Rico.
There's a message there somewhere. All right, here is the kick, a little indecision. Kitchen drops it. He better fall on it. Steps on the flag. Oh, big mistake.
Reggie Rivers was that stupid.
He was down on his knees. That'll be a personal foul that they will add on to the play. First of all, Kitchen makes a
Personal
mistake.
foul, kicking team number 38. The man had declared himself down. 15-yard penalty from the 20-yard line. First down.
That'll take it out to the 35.
He never has possession. The ball is muffed back into the end zone. He gets down on the knee, signals to the ref, I'm going to be down. Wow. Get a clue. That's terrible. That is not anywhere near what the Broncos needed. This puts the Broncos in a position now against this Ram offense. They are going to have to blitz safeties. They're going to have to blitz linebackers. They're going to have to blitz assistant coaches and equipment men at Chris Chandler in this offense, because they have got to stop the Rams now.
If they knock at the door, don't answer it. They're looking for us. Timeout. Back in a moment. The Rams did not have possession. It was not a fumble. It was only a muff.
And look at him ask Gary Lane, our referee, can I drop on it? Yes is the answer. No is the answer from Reggie Rivers. I go with the referee on that answer. I think he was right. Reggie Rivers was wrong.
First down, so the Rams will start from the 35-yard line. Bruce comes across in motion. Here is Jerome Bennett. And he's out to around the 38-yard line. So he'll pick up 3, and it'll be second down. Now, the reason we wanted to show the replay is that if the Rams would have had possession, it was a fumble. Then if it's down in the end zone, their impetus put it in, it would have been a safety. That's what he was asking. And if the referee then would have said, no, you better get it out, that he would have grabbed it. And tried to get it out of the end zone.
Plus it is, Charlie, it's a live ball anytime on a kickoff in professional football. So, you know, he's very wise in checking. But here, let's all take a look at the blitzes and the movement of the Denver's defense trying to stop the Rams.
Here they come. A fumble on the snap.
Chris Chandler dropped that snap on the ground. I think he was thinking Steve Atwater, who was blitzing at him from his left more than he was snap on that one.
And he recovers it, so it'll be third down.
In order to disrupt an offense, you don't always have to get home with a blitz. Watch Atwater, 27, he's in the hole. Mecklenburg is in the hole. So's the ball. Watch Chandler with the snap. That ball came up short. That was short snap by Tom Newberry, who was trying to move the wrong way, and Chandler didn't ride with him.
Third down and 7. Here's the shotgun, and a short shotgun is only 4 yards back.
Sawed off shotgun.
I like that. 4.5 minutes left to go.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
You talk about that kind of sawed-off shotgun that Chuck Knox's offense has. Remember, you have Tom Newberry at center, who is an excellent, excellent offensive guard for the Rams. Is not a regular full-time center. Has filled in over the years quite a bit, but his normal position is as a guard. So if you got that guy in there at center, you want him to have the shotgun snap that as short a distance as possible.
Third down and 12. Over the middle is complete, and this is Johnny Bailey, and it was right over the head of Bob Boylston, and he's the umpire. He had to duck or he would have been hit. this gone from ground chuck to air knock?
I tell you, this offense, they call it the West Coast style offense in a lot of cities, but at this rate, this is exactly what you're seeing. You're seeing a Bill Walsh style of an offense that so many offenses have adopted. The Rams, last time I checked, had not adopted it, but I think they just took out the papers.
Sean Landetta, his first punt of the ball game. Oh, it's a good one. And is taken back at the 12-yard line by Melbourne. Here's the reverse, has a block, needs another one, picks it up around the corner. A lot of action. 5-7 yards on the return, following an excellent 48-yard kick. Rams lead it 24-6. Denver first down, their own 18-yard line, trailing 24-6. You look at Shannon Sharp. He has 3 receptions for 29 yards. Anthony Miller has 2 receptions for 22 yards. They have totaled 5 for 51. They become the key. And Sharp pulls this one down for 9 yards.
And John Elway, Charlie, John Elway and the Broncos in this quarter can get down the field and get a touchdown if they can consistently get the ball to Shannon Sharp, moving here from left to right, 84, in the middle of the field. If you're going to commit Joe Kelly as a linebacker and other linebackers to covering Sharp over the middle, Sharp should have about 8 more catches in the rest of this game.
Sharp and Miller both on the near side, looking to his left, comes back this side, and he was avoiding the line. He could feel the pressure coming from the backside, and that is Fred Stone.
Well, it's an innate thing that great quarterbacks know when pressure is coming, but it's also an innate thing for good defensive linemen to finish off plays and provide that pressure. Good job by Stokes. You saw that slapping with that right hand. He wasn't quite in time to get the ball, but he was in time to throw off the pass.
And that was a 1st and 10. This is 2nd and 10. Steps forward out of the pocket, and now he goes down at the 31-yard line.
Well, Todd Light and Darrell Henley are doing a wonderful job on the outside against Derek Russell and Anthony Miller. They are just blanketing John Elway's 2 outside receivers. That is a real illustration, though, I think, is why they have to go inside. They have to hurt him inside to loosen up the outside.
Remember what Sean Gilbert told us yesterday? They want to bait Elway. They want to force him to step forward into a trap. Well, he's eluded the trap a couple of times here. 3rd down and 7. Deep far side, it is pulled in. 1st down. Cedric Tillman, 43-yard line.
And this is a good job of coverage, just an example of quarterback smoke and wide receiver hands, and Tillman outdoing the coverage, because the coverage is fine. Henley is right there, but Tillman's willing to go up that ladder and go after that ball and take what the consequences are.
Denver trailing 24-6, 1 minute, 40 seconds left in the 3rd. Shovel pass underneath. Some teams call it Utah. Here's Glenn Milburn, and he has about 8 yards.
And it's a great way to get a smaller type of a running back slash receiver slash kick returner involved in your game inside. You don't want to hand off to Glenn Milburn inside the tackles very often, but with the defensive line running at the quarterback so hard, it's a great opportunity to soften up the inside.
Glenn was very quiet, soft-spoken when we talked to him. He came in, I wasn't sure it was Milburn. I mean, he is a tiny man. He goes deep. It is incomplete. Over the wrong shoulder of Anthony Miller. Miller was looking back left, and the throw was over his right shoulder, albeit about 70 yards downfield.
And John Elway knows he missed a shot right there, because, as you pointed out, Charlie, Miller was behind Todd Light on this play. And this is nothing more than you go as hard and as fast and as far as you can, and I'll try to do the same with the ball. See the position and the inside lead that Miller has. Watch the reaction to John Elway.
3rd down and a yard. And here's Reggie Rivers. And it's going to be close. Let's see where they give him the spot. And it may be just enough. a first down.
Probably the most
35 seconds left.
One of the most important parts of this drive right now, besides the momentum and the ability of John Elway to move Wade Phillips' offense down the field, is Phillips and Charlie Waters' defense is standing on the sideline getting their breath right now. John and his offense get a touchdown here. It's up to the defense to make something happen fast for Denver.
And we have whistles and flags. 8 seconds remaining in the
delay.
third.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That takes the ball back to the Denver 49-yard line, 1st and 15. Denver's offense much more effective than in the first half, but still sputtering along the way. And that is the end of the third quarter. With the score, the Rams 24 and Denver 6. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. We start the fourth quarter. Denver at their own 49-yard line, 1st down and 15. Elway sets, has protection. Now here's the pressure. He throws it away. I love it when Elway throws it away. I mean, he throws it away.
He's very definitive with that arm he's got. He can get it way out of bounds. But, you know, the significance of that play, I think, really is the pressure that Gerald Robinson and Robert Young were able to put on Elway and making him do that. You know, in the context of this situation and the desperation, I think the offense of the Broncos has to be under.
Denver trailing 24-6. 2nd and 15. Elway, good protection. We have a flag down as he throws it away again. It was Robert Young who was breaking clean and chasing him.
I had a little hand in the face there.
Hands to the face. Defense. Number 76, 5-yard penalty. First down.
And the call on Robert Young. Remember, that was 2nd and 15. So the ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line of the Rams. And it's a first down.
Now there's Young right there working against Kurt Strafford, and that's what they called. They called the hand into the face of Strafford, 76, the tackle Young was working on.
And a first down at the Ram 46. Again, the shotgun 4-man rush. And it is incomplete. Flag dropped back at the 30. Milburn, the intended receiver. And it will be a holding call against the Rams. So a moment ago, 2nd and 15.
Holding defense. Number 58, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Holding on Roland Fiver, back-to-back first down via the penalty route. The ball at the 41-yard line.
And this is sort of a knucklehead sequence by the Rams defense. They had that desperation kind of feel with John Elway in the offense 2 plays ago. Now this puts Elway and the offense back on the attack.
Milburn and Rivers back in the shotgun. The pass over the middle is to Shannon Sharp. Sharp to the 20-yard line. Anthony Newman finally stops him at the 20, a gain of 21 yards and the first down.
And if you're John Elway in this offense, you want to be on the attack. You attack with the inside receiver there. Shannon Sharp, 84. You're going to take it all day long if they're going to try a zone defense with linebackers around Shannon Sharp, because he's a tweener. He's not quite a tight end, and he's not quite a wide receiver, and he can't be covered by linebackers.
That is his 5th reception for 61 yards. Play action fake, and it is incomplete, and Sharp was wide open coming across at the 11-yard line, and Elway did not see him. He went to Russell along the sideline. It is incomplete.
Oh, he forces the ball on the sideline to Derek Russell. Like you said, Shannon Sharpe is all by himself. Watch the inside receiver, 84, as he cuts across the field, lower left there. Could he get any lonelier? I mean, he is by himself, and John Elway knows it.
Sharpe has a tendency downfield of coming up limping and like he's hurt. And Elway said if he tries Wolf one more time, the trainer's just going to leave him down in the corner. Tiny pattern to Melbourne, has it. Touchdown, Denver.
Hold on, folks. Remember, you're talking about a John Elway offense, and it's the fourth quarter. And this situation dictates going for two, and it's exactly what the Broncos are going to do.
13 minutes, 56 seconds, time remaining. 24-12. Fake of the handoff. And here is Shannon Sharpe into the end zone for two. 24-14. The Broncos suddenly within 10. Back in a moment.
It's always been true. This Bud's for you.
As we come back, Johnny Bailey's fumbling the kickoff, then scrambling for it. And let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, Milburn came on that touchdown much like he did against Cleveland, coming from the halfback position. Just runs a straight seam pattern out of that halfback position right up the sideline for 6 points, which sets up the two-point conversion. Watch Sharpe, left wing, come underneath. Watch Stokes, 60. Elway just flips it underneath. Newman tries to get him, but remember the size of that so-called tight end, Shannon Sharpe. And what a great addition the last 2 weeks Milburn has been.
A flag was dropped back at the 31-yard line.
That's got to be an offsides on the Denver kickoff team, which Chuck Knox just has to be ecstatic about, considering he was going to get the ball inside the 10-yard line.
And so with the 5-yard penalty, Denver now will be kicking off from their own 25-yard line. And Johnny Bailey and Todd Kitchen will set up shop near their own 5-yard line. And they've had a couple of miscues on kickoffs.
And this is the type of a kickoff you really have to wonder if Elam isn't better off just driving this into the wedge area right around the 75 anniversary emblem about the 30-yard line and letting it skip through. Because if he gets it airborne and he gets too much hang, the Rams will get this ball back to about the 35, 40-yard line.
Near the 35-yard line before Charles Swan takes him out of bounds. We'll go to New York for an update. Greg?
All right, Charlie, at the Meadowlands, the New York Jets have regained the lead. Boomer Esiason, the 200th touchdown pass of his career, 16th quarterback to do that, but they missed the extra point. The Jets lead at 16-14. They're a minute into the fourth quarter, Charlie.
And, of course, the Jets at Green Bay. Next Sunday, we'll be there to cover that one. Green Bay winning today. And the Jets in a real battle against Buffalo. Well, right now, the Rams all of a sudden have their hands full with Denver. Here's a little swing out to Jerome Bettis. And across the 35 to the 36-yard line, Jeff Robinson makes the tackle.
And what the Denver defense has done the last 2 possessions against this Ram offense is got them out of what they're doing best, and that's running the ball with Jerome Bettis. They disrupted it with blitzes last time. And what do the Rams do? Do they come back with a run? No, they come back with a little flip screen over to the side with Bettis. And if you can get the Rams doing stuff out of character, you can stop this offense.
Second down and 7. Bettis to the right side. He throws off 2 tacklers, but loses his balance. Mike Crow is there. He's going to lose some yardage, and he has not had a lot of success running to his right.
Well, where he's had success is when in doubt, give it to the big guy up the gut. You see the yards, and you see the number of rushes and what he's done. He's much better off going inside and waiting for things to happen to his right or to his left. If he has his brothers as a running style, he'll break to his right, but it all starts down the middle for Bettis.
If you're with us in the first quarter on one of the Rams' long drive, they converted every third down opportunity. This is third down and 10, and we've got flags on the play. Pass downfield, another flag is down. The ball is intercepted going down the sideline is Randy Hilliard, but I have a big feeling this is coming back.
Well, it's going to be off.
It's a free play.
It's going to be offsides on the defensive line of Denver, and it's going to be a little push past the 5-yard area against Hilliard, I believe, the cornerback.
And remember, that was third down and 10 at the 33-yard line. The preliminary signal, Denver offsides. Of course, the Rams immediately realize that Chandler knows that he has a free play, so he can throw it up, and if there's an interception like you saw, it's going to be nullified. And again, there was a flag back across field at the 42-yard line.
So you think they're trying to settle this thing right here as far as what the actual call is, but what they're really trying to settle is, now, what airport are you flying out of? Are you Ryan, or, Sanford River's there, the head linesman, 121. Who's taking Sanford? We got a small car. Okay, so we get 2 guys in this car. We got 3 guys.
Offsides on the defense. Penalties decline. Pass interference on the defense. Number 21, penalties accepted. First down.
Now that's a case of taking the major penalty over the minor penalty. And what was the minor penalty about? The minor penalty was about a great cadence on that case by Chris Chandler, drawing the guys outside. Listen. Just that good inflection work with the voice. And here's the interference, the little push with the left hand there. That sets up, pushes the receiver out of bounds. Good catch. Bad coverage.
26-yard penalty. First down, 42-yard line. And again, converting on third down and 10, this time via the penalty route. And here is Bettis. Now here's the reverse to Hester. Around the corner to the 35, the 30, down the sideline. And out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line of Denver. 24 yards. Atwater got him, and just a moment ago, Denver trying to take control, and the Rams regain it.
2 things happen for Chuck Knox. Watch the reaction by the Denver defense. Watch the lead block by Clarence Jones, 72. Mears in front, working against the cornerback, working against Hilliard. Excellent job of execution by the entire offensive team of the Rams. Overreaction and slow pursuit by the defense of the Broncos.
11:40 time remaining. First down, 18-yard line. Here's Bettis left side. And he'll lean across the 15 to the 14-yard line.
At the rate the Rams and Jerome Bettis is going, Bettis is going to have 40 carries for 100 yards.
Jeff Robinson makes the tackle. 25 carries, 82 yards. He has the touchdown. That is his 3rd of the year.
But he's the kind of running back. He's fired up. He's carried the ball 25 times, and he wants it more.
And on the season, he's carried it 225 times.
And if they want to have a guy that will say, darn it, don't throw any more passes. Let me have the ball the rest of this game. I'll eat up the clock, and my line will carry it. That's the running back you want right there. Because I guarantee you one thing, it's going to hurt people tackling him a lot more than them tackling him.
Chandler to throw into the end zone, and a flag is down. Randy Hilliard had the coverage on Flipper Anderson, and they may call him for face guarding. He never turned around. And another flag, and is that a cap that is jointed also?
Well, Dennis Smith got right in the official's face shortly after that penalty was thrown. One thing officials are getting very testy of with players right now is instant aggressive critiques of their job.
They are going to spot the ball at the 1-yard line. Here's the call.
Defensive pass interference. Defense, number 49. Defensive pass interference, number 21 on the defense. The ball will be placed at the 1-yard line. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 49, half the distance to the goal line, first down.
Now that's definitely the interference against Hilliard there. Right there, leaning in, not looking at the ball. That is clearly pass interference. And on top of that, they hit Dennis Smith for another penalty, which only sort of rubs it in because it just goes another 1.5 feet, half the distance to the goal line to the half-yard line.
And if you follow NFL, you know that the defender has to turn around and look for the ball. And if you don't, you're going to be called as he made the contact with the receiver.
Here comes carry 26.
Is not there. The Denver defense holds. He may have lost about a foot, led by Dennis Smith.
Yeah, the man that got the personal foul on the last play comes in on a strong blitz from the outside. Watch the blur coming from your right. That is Dennis Smith right there. They say you can't get him high. He just did.
Now the ball back at the 1-yard line, so a loss of a 1.5 feet. And it is second down and goal to go. The other thing the Rams will do, they'll start to milk the clock.
They will, and the Broncos need a miracle. The Broncos need a fumble.
And here is Bettis, and they'll turn him away again. With the clock ticking now to 10 minutes left in the ballgame. The margin is down to 10 points. 24-14. Mike Crow leading the defense.
You see Todd Kinchin and Steve Atwater going at it a little bit. Kinchin 2 weeks ago was thrown out of the game against New Orleans, sort of as a quick reaction to that rising Dion deal. But you know, they just stuffed him. Look at Atwater trying to rip that ball away. Kinchin pulls him away, gives him a little elbow. Then suddenly they go, oh, wait a minute, that's right, they're going to throw us out if we mess with him.
Third down goal to go.
More Bettis.
And it is not there again, as he is turned away for the third straight time by this Bronco defense led by Steve Atwater.
Coming from the outside on a safety blitz. Steve Atwater from the half-yard line. The Denver Broncos have stuffed the Los Angeles Rams and Jerome Bettis as Atwater comes from the outside. Watch 27 from the right this time. That's just excellent defensive execution and a great personal effort by Atwater, because you can't game plan that out offensively.
And a big victory for Denver. Here's a field goal attempt from 18 yards away. And it is good. 27-14, back with the kickoff.
I talked about the the Broncos needed a miracle. Atwater almost gave them a miracle. Bettis fumbles that ball, but Bettis recovers that ball. They had to settle for the mini miracle of stopping the Rams on the half-yard line with 3 shots.
And here's the kickoff. And Campbell on the return. He is to the 20 and wrapped up at the 20-yard line. So Denver will go to work from their own 20 with just under 8.5 minutes left when we come back. Don't go away.
I'm Greg Gumbel in New York at Cleveland Stadium. Mark Rippon in his first start for the Browns at quarterback. A 1-yard touchdown pass to Leroy Horde. The Browns have added a field goal, and with 5:20 to play in Cleveland, the Browns lead the Patriots 13-3. Back to Anaheim. Charlie Jones and Randy Cross.
All right, thanks for the update, Greg. Here we have 8 minutes and 27 seconds left in the ball game. And Denver has the ball at their own 20-yard line.
And the word from the Rams sideline is Chris Chandler got a hit in the head, is having a little problem with another quarterback concussion.
Elway from the shotgun. And a diving reception by Anthony Miller at the 26-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4, and now the hurry-up offense by the Broncos.
The Rams cannot make the mistake of stopping to attack. They must stay in this attack defense and not go soft.
Elway steps forward. He has the first down, stretches out to about the 32-yard line. And we have 7:51 and counting time remaining in the game. First down, Denver, 27-14. Elway, far side, pass is caught down the sideline. It is Tillman. He's got the first down. Good move, 50-yard line.
And what else is a good move, Charlie, is the Broncos' decision to go to this no-huddle kind of hurry-up offense. It saves time for them later on down the road. And Wade Phillips knows he's got a quarterback in John Elway that has a calm about him in a hurry-up situation. I mean, a Monday night game a few weeks ago between Montana and Elway, you saw that calm and that cool of both these quarterbacks. No matter what the situation, they're never really in a hurry.
And Elway very comfortable and has been for years in this style of an attack mode. Drops it off underneath the coverage. Pass is complete. Slipping a tackle. Now with the first down is Milburn as he goes out. They're going to mark him out at the 35-yard line. Gain of 15. That is 3 first downs in a row. Clock stops, 7:05.
Do you feel the softness of the Rams defense? I mean, the way they...
You feel all momentum.
Chuck Knox's defense at this point just seems to be sort of saying, I want to stop him enough. You were stopping him great earlier. That's the attack you need against this offense.
And like you said a moment ago, they need to attack. They are not. Here's the pressure. Drops it off underneath. Pass is dropped incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Much better aggressive play by the linebackers on that play, specifically Roman Pfeiffer, of shutting off that underneath area for John Elway. You notice the Broncos defense in that Monday night game I talked about that loosened up and softened up against Joe Montana. That's a mistake defenses make, it seems, week in and week out.
Remember Elway, 40 yards first half. Well, now in the ball game, 19 of 36, 207 yards and a touchdown. So 167 yards in the second half. He drops this one off to Shannon Sharp. Sharp inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. He'll still need 4 to go for the first down. 6.5 minutes time remaining. Denver trailing by 13.
This is a great situation for Milburn on a little swing pass if they can match him up against the linebacker.
4 wide receivers, handoff underneath to Milburn. Milburn knocked away. Ball pops loose. They'll mark the play dead. His momentum is going to carry him to the 25 before he was knocked back.
Charlie, he's getting a great spot here.
They're going to spot it at the 25. A couple of injured players are down.
Now you're going to see why you don't want to give a little guy the ball inside on a regular basis. Watch the contact. Hi-ya! Great hit. I think that's by Newman. He gets, oh no, Marquez Pope not only gets Milburn, he gets the umpire and he gets an offensive lineman and knocks him backwards.
Now they're spotting the ball right at the 25. They'll end up eventually having a measurement. Milburn is still down. The clock is stopped with 6 minutes and 7 seconds left in the ballgame. And again, the margin is 13. Rams 27, Broncos 14.
But if you have a quarterback and you say we need a fourth quarter comeback, John Elway is the guy you're going to pick because of his quick strike ability with players like Shannon Sharp, Anthony Miller, and it's great to see the other weapon get up, Glenn Milburn.
And the measurement, and it is a first down at the 25-yard line. Denver returns home for Seattle, Atlanta, and Cincinnati. The Rams will host the Raiders here, and then on the road, San Francisco and San Diego.
You've got this defense, Charlie, reeling a little bit right now. You're moving the ball effectively. You got them thinking backwards. Great time to go into the end zone. Take a shot at a home run for a quick score with under 6 minutes to go.
Miller wide to the far side. Sharp is in the slot on the near side. This one is drilled to Derek Russell. Russell rebounds to the 12, maybe the 11-yard line, as Elway just fired a bullet right in the hands of Derek Russell.
There is only really one guy in the NFL that can force the ball in the way John Elway just did on a rope with that kind of heat on it, and his receivers know it's coming and they catch it.
Reggie Rivers back to protect. Elway wants to go 1 yard line. He does. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Derek Russell. 12 yards on the play. Russell's first touchdown of the season. A lot of time remaining. 5 minutes and 17 seconds. An 80-yard drive engineered by John Elway, the master of the quick strike.
What a great job by the Denver receivers of concentrating on the ball, because you know that thing's got some serious